when I was there, there's a kind of optimism that they would be victorious, like definitively. And so is there still that optimism? And also, are they ready for a prolonged war?
I mean, I think it would be a soldier by soldier basis. I know like each of them had a different perspective. I remember I would ask them about like in terms of US politics and their fears, because the first trip I went there, US hadn't agreed to resupply weapons. So it was a very different feeling in the air there of concern over what was going to happen, but they still remained quite optimistic that no matter who got in, they felt would do the right thing. But in terms of prolonged war, most people think it's going to go for a very long time, like the Children's Hospital that just was bombed in Kyiv. Anytime there's a moment like that, that reignites everything. And I think it happens on both sides. So I know that there was an attack in Crimea. It was an attack on a beach, I guess. And I don't know if that attack on the hospital was retribution for that, but that's sort of the energy that is felt. Like they might have battle fatigue, but when something happens to civilians, especially kids on your side, kind of reinvigorates the energy to fight for as long as necessary. And in terms of a case-by-case basis, one of my friends, Dimitri, over there who trains jiu-jitsu, owns a gym, he was very passionate about it just because of the history. Like he brought out documents of his grandfather being executed by the USSR. So I know that when the war started, he took a bicycle helmet and his AK-47 and went out into the streets. And he's like, I'd rather be dead than live under Russian rule again. So, I mean, very case-by-case basis, sort of personal history for them, I think.
Did they comment on U.S. politics, whether they hope for Trump or for, in that situation, Biden, now Harris, to win the presidential election?
I think most of the guys tried to keep it pretty positive. You know what I mean? Like some people did think that maybe if Trump was elected, he wouldn't continue to fund it, but they really try to stay optimistic. Most of the people I spoke to really tried to remain optimistic that they would be protected if it comes down to it. Like, but obviously there was a 9-month period where they weren't refunded. So as that stretched, obviously they're refunded now, but it takes a lot of time to get that equipment back to the points at which they need it. So, I mean, if ammunition had ran out, Patriot defense system had ran out, really, really sort of scary prospect there. I don't know I guess no one knows what's going to happen there, but.
Did you lie to people and say you were close to the president so they can be nice to you? Like, so they can convince you to continue the funding?
I'm an Australian diplomat.
Diplomat? Yeah, that could be a nice way in.
Yeah, that would have been a nice way to the top. Luckily for me, most of the places I travel to, jiu-jitsu gives me access to so many different individuals. It's super bizarre. Like oligarchs, royalty, I guess tech wizards. It's a strange group of people, like a cult around the world of just, I get strange access just for being good at wrestling dudes.